Good evening, everyone. It's Friday, and I hope you are ready to start your bank holiday weekend. We are here tonight continuing our Rangers save. We have finished the 28-29 season, and it wasn't too bad a season at all. One trophy win, close to clawing Celtic back in the league, but we did fall short by 2 points in the end. And a Europa League semi-final loss to Tottenham put paid to our hopes of European glory. However, we have a transfer window. We have a little bit of money to spend. We may well be able to pick ourselves up and get ourselves some proper European glory. Or at the very least, we're hoping to win the league this season. Let's have a look at our end of season review. So the signings of the season, signing of the season actually, Gustafsson, which was an interesting one. He disappointed a bit. We spent 12.25 million on him, and 4 goals, 3 assists in 15 games isn't too bad. Quite disappointed though that he seemed to get injured a fair bit at the end of the season and didn't quite provide the ability on the wings that I was hoping to see. We did, however, find that he does tend to score some goals when he's up front, so that may well be what we do going forward, is to play him as a striker. We also had Chrysostomou, who sadly got injured, but in the 7 or 8 games that he did play for us, he was incredible. I was very happy indeed with his ability at the back, and he got injured at a crucial time, missed the run in the championship phase, unfortunately, which meant that we weren't able to take advantage. I don't think it affected us negatively, because we did, in fact, manage to win all 5 of our games in the championship phase, so we didn't lose up. He was a very, very good player. Probably not much chance of getting him back on a permanent deal, because he's just too expensive for the likes of us. Gareth Fagan, another one that we brought in on loan from Man United with the hopes of eventually signing him as a permanent deal. Played quite well, not as many goal contributions as I was hoping, but definitely gave us an option out on that right wing. Very quick player who helped to stretch the play. But Paulo Bernardo wasn't even one of my signings, and he had a cracking season. As soon as we moved him into a Mazzala role in the centre of midfield, he took off. And as you can see, we finished 2 points behind Celtic. In truth, with on the last day of the season, we started 5 points behind them. Dundee United, our old club, did beat Celtic to help us close that gap, but it was already over at that point. You can see we had a great run of results at the end. We first joined as Rangers manager just before the Aberdeen game, and we lost our first 2 games, and I was very concerned at that point. But we went on an incredible run in the league, not losing another game after that, and winning all but 2. Champions League was before my time. Rangers were knocked out during the qualifying stages, but in the Europa League, we did manage to squeeze our way through into the knockout stages, where we went on a fantastic run, beating Sporting on penalties, Atalanta on penalties, Schalke in extra time, and then losing to Tottenham quite comfortably. But overall, not bad for us. I'm very happy that we managed to make it through to the semi-final. And the most important part is we won the Scottish Cup. We did face 3 Premiership teams as well. Dundee United in the quarter-final, Hearts in the semis, and Aberdeen, who were leading the league for the majority of the season, in the final, where we turned them over quite comfortably. Money, broadcast revenue down, quite possibly because we didn't make it through to the Champions League group stages, similar in competition money. So the aim this year is to get into that group stage and get that sweet Champions League money. Team of the season is fairly close to what I was playing in the end. Once we discovered that our midfield was better, with Bernardo as an attacking Mazzala and Yates as the box-to-box midfield, with Raskin as a deep-lying playmaker, we came on in leaps and bounds. Samoas Strange that he's there because I preferred Jamie Shackleton in that role, but Jamie Shackleton may well reprise a midfield role next season. Lorenzo Colombo scoring 39 goals overall in the season as well. He showed his ability and he's well wanted this summer. I would like to keep hold of him because he is a known goal scorer for us, but the money that may come in for him might be just a little bit too tempting. Jeremy Sarmiento, 16 assists, also playing his part in the season. And Mikkel Mikkelsen, my favourite named player, so good they named him twice, young player of the season. We have already said that we are after a few specific roles. The Mizala role is one that we desperately need to fill. I don't think we're going to be able to get Bernardo back, although we obviously will try, whether that's on loan or on a permanent deal. We desperately want him to come back to the team. We are in need of someone who can cut in off the right wing on the left foot. Tyrese Campbell will be able to do a job there, but I think we need a second player at least. And then on the left, we do have Jeremy Sarmiento, who is a top quality player. We want to hold on to him, but again, we could probably do with a backup over there for him. Gustafsson can do the job, but I do think he is my new backup striker. Jan Hurtado we're looking to offload, £8 million asking price. That will help quite nicely with transfers. And then at the back, I think we are possibly looking for one more centre-back to really strengthen. Chris Ostermu was a fantastic signing and definitely raised the quality of the back line, but is back at Man United after his loan in a few days. Right back, we have options. Potential for another right back needed because Jamie Shackleton may well play a cover role in midfield or potentially even make that box-to-box role his. And then on the left, we do have two decent options in Yilmaz and Thierry Small, but if anything good comes up, we are obviously going to take a look at it. And those of you who were watching the stream for last season will know we had real problems with Europa League registration rules. We only had 20 spaces because next to no one at this club was trained in Scotland. As you can see, two trained at the club, Alex Lowry and Scott Cowie. And Mackenzie Cass, our lone player from Fulham, was trained in Nation, and that's it. So we are well short of registration rules. So we'll be looking to potentially give some youngsters a chance, although the Dev Centre says there's not much going on there, which is a real shame. So we'll probably look to bring in 18-year-old players or younger to play as cover, to sort of come in and fill those cover positions in the ones that we're desperately looking for in midfield, up front and at right back, so that eventually we will have a compliant squad. So plenty going on. Alternatively, if they're not 18, we could obviously look for players trained in Scotland, but I question whether some of them will be up to the levels that we're looking for. So plenty for us to do this summer. We don't have the biggest transfer budget, but the wage budget currently sits at 967,000, and our committed spending after our loan players and contract expiries disappear is 658,000. So £300,000 worth of wiggle room there, and actually, if we just take a couple of 100,000, we give ourselves a much healthier transfer budget. Add into that we are looking to actively offload Jan Hurtado in the summer. A transfer fee of £8 million would be ideal, and then potentially we have a few other players such as Luis Al who may make their way out of the club. Let me try. You can see Paulo Bernardo there, £15.5 million, but I think that's all on a contract clause. Oh, it may not be. That's interesting. Are you? Let's discuss that with his agent. It's an agreed fee. So I wonder if we can get him for less than that once the loan ends. It feels risky, doesn't it? Every chance he goes back and suddenly is worth 20 million, although he's Benfica. And those loan fees are often overblown. we are going to hold fire, I think. We're going to hold fire. We're going to hold our nerve. We're going to play chicken and hope that we win. Oh, no, it's sad to watch Bernardo go, but we are going to see if we can steal him back. Something just spoke to me. Some sort of device just spoke to me in my house. I think it was my Amazon Echo. That was terrifying. Okay, let's let a little bit of time pass so they're not still asking for £15.5 million, which is insane sort of money for us. There we go, that'll do. No money up front, or next to no money up front, but that'll do. We all know the deal. 1 million, 1 million. You pay that, you can have him. It's a backup goalkeeper, and I've got another backup goalkeeper in my B team who will come in and do a job. Oh dear. Potentially 20 million. 13 million up front. Okay, he has a slight interest, so I'm going to say no to Wolves. I'm going to see if we can push this up. If we can get a bidding war going, that will be pretty much ideal. Now let's have a look. Is Bernardo at a more reasonable price level yet? Right, let's start with this. I'm going to really try and lowball them actually. If they throw me out of the door immediately, I'm perfectly fine with that. We'll offer them a bit on the never never. Yeah, let's say internationals. If he gets some internationals, we'll give you £1 million. Oh, that's significantly off of where I was hoping we'd be able to go. That £15.5 million now seems like quite a reasonable deal, doesn't it? Oh, I should have bought him. I could have stretched just to 15 million. I could have done it. Well, sometimes you play chicken and you lose. Brighton, I think Brighton probably got a definite case for a grievance against VAR. Is it 3 goals they've had wiped out that were perfectly fine? Then again, who's got any reason to hate Bournemouth or Brighton? I think it's just incompetence. That genuinely is all it is. I don't think there's any big conspiracy against those teams, but they're just unlucky that the refs they have are particularly useless on the days that they ref their games. Okay, we are off to Austria Vienna. If I can get big money for you, I think you should be interested. Drop that down a little bit. Yeah, go see if you might be interested. Okay, unsurprisingly, this man wants to go and warm Arsenal's bench. I hear they have padded seats there, so good luck to you. So, I've got to play you. That's absolutely fine. It's £3.4 million, though. Up to 5.25. That's my entire wage budget on a lone winger. A good lone winger. Do you know what? We are going to cancel that offer. I got a little bit too excited there. Let's cancel that, but we'll keep you in mind. Come on, let's be reasonable here, Chelsea. We're absolutely giving you everything else you want. Good lads. And that is 2.5. It's still a significant chunk, but he looks already to be a better option than the Arsenal lad, and I think he's the one we want. Right, let's... Oh, no. That can't be right. We were doing a loan offer. We'll finalise our offer of nothing, but I don't think that's a bit of a glitch. I very much doubt we're going to end up buying this player for nothing. Oh no, look, it says loan there. Hopefully they'll be reasonable and they will accept that. And we've just made £5 million off of Hurtado. He goes to Italy with Empoli, 18.75. I mean, there we go. Perfect. That'll do. I still got to negotiate the price down a little bit. They still got the money that they really wanted. And he doesn't want to join. Okay, that's fine. Come on, we'll get him. Screw it. Let's say we'll win next year. Why are you not letting me do this? I'm offering him what he wants. Oh, for goodness sake, right. We'll just have to wait a couple of weeks on that one then. But that's just silliness. You offer us that? He's yours. There we go. Enjoy. Is that the same offer? It is. Very well. It looks like everyone's going in for JB. As a freebie, I think we need to try and get involved in that. See if we can. I don't do sell-on fees, so you can have your full wage request, but I'm not doing sell-on fees. Perfect. Good. All right. At least we're doing some business. Good decision making, good pace, good dribbling, can finish, good first touch, and will pass. I mean, yeah, you're pretty much the man I want running forward from midfield, getting in with the striker. Okay, interesting. Well, have we finally made a breakthrough with Arsenal? That's far too much. Let's see if we can. Well, that would be delightful. So what have we got going out potentially here? 5 million on you, 5 million on you, 10 million. Signing on fees will cost a bit, but hopefully within budget. If we're, I mean, if I can get that down, give you a little bit more there, that just frees up a little more wage transfer budget. Bangsbo, I forgot about you. What's everybody else offered? 3.6. You're offering me more guaranteed. You're offering me 3.7 guaranteed. Yeah, we'll take that. So we're going to say no to that, I think. Well, you're incredibly interested. Well, of course you are. Okay. Let's agree a price. I mean, 4.7 million sounds absolutely fandabby-dozy to me. Yep, okay. And we do get Chabi, so we have managed to gazump Celtic. Okay, welcome aboard, Lewis Payne. I've only got 3 centre-backs in amongst that. This is the same problem we had last season. I think that's about it. I think that's what we need to go with. If we get through our first tile, what do we have next? Anderlecht. Okay, that's Anderlecht. That's I'm not going to say that I'm quietly confident that I think we can do that. Oh God, there it is. They're all very unhappy for not getting into the Champions League squad. But yeah, I do think there's there's a bit of. I don't think it's a conspiracy as such. I don't think it's everybody in the FA wants Man City to win the league or anything like that. But I do think refs either favour them in some small subconscious way, or they're just intimidated by the team when they're out on the pitch. And sure, you can look at how much business they actually did in the summer, but can you assume from there how much more they've got left? I don't think you can. Oh my goodness, what have I just seen? I can't be the only person who's just seen that, can I? Smicer has just... What? So he steps forward, he forgets where the ball's going, forgets that he's a goalkeeper perhaps, and then spins around and... Oh my goodness. Wow. Well, let's see if players can shake off whatever malaise is affecting the goalkeeper and get an equaliser here. And Sarmiento has done just that. He is a special, special boy. And the things that used to wind me up is when I still do actually, but when you'd win a big game, there's a big title rival, something like that. You'd win that 2-3-4-1, and you think yes, we've found our rhythm. We're on it, and then you go and lose to bottom league 2-0 at home or something like that. That was always rage inducing for me. Well, we've definitely turned this around after Smitzer had an interesting moment in goal. 3 fairly quick goals, and we are cruising through. And look at Shackleton run there. That's what you get from a box-to-box midfielder. Just pure dynamism. Well, this has been a lot more comfortable than that first highlight suggested it would be. When we conceded that goal, I did think we were probably in for a rough night, but we have come through this with ease. And that second leg is looking pretty easy. You can 4.1, guaranteed is 3.3. No, that's fine. Do you know what? You're causing me too much hassle. And you are going nowhere, my boy. Almost certainly sounds like a glitch in the game, but my God, enjoy it. That's interesting. So they're saying I should use him as an emergency backup. Whereas my scouts say leading Premiership. Okay, well, I'm going to call you a fringe player. Yeah, you're going to pull out of negotiations now, aren't you? Okay, fine. Did what we could. Yep. It was only a few years ago he was winning the league with Leicester. I think age might play a part in it as well. One of his biggest strengths was his pace and his ability to run. Few injuries and a bit, approaching 30, getting over 30, it makes a difference. All type of player. Very much a poacher, isn't he? Just someone who gets in and scores goals. I don't know if he plays the Arsenal way of football. No, we've given our mandatory goal to Austria Vienna. Even though they're down to 10 men, somehow we've conspired to put ourselves behind. Diomande has scored on his first start. That's great stuff. That's what I wanted to see. Without Mahrez, Leicester's title win never happened. And similar to Jack Grealish as well. I think he probably gets a bit more time than Mahrez does, but Jack Grealish was an absolute superstar at Aston Villa. He's gone to City to spend quite a bit of time on the bench. Yeah, they built up quite a partnership at Leicester. And Tyrese Campbell gets off the mark this season. Yeah. Yeah, it's about those partnerships. Sometimes you just find two players who click so well that they probably become better than they would be with any other player or any other team. And it goes the other way as well. Sometimes you just don't. You have players that don't click. I think an evergreen example for England fans would be Frank Lampard and Steven Gerrard. Two of the best English midfielders that we've seen in decades, and certainly the two best central midfielders in England, or two best English central midfielders of their generation, and yet put them in a team together for England, and they had absolutely no cohesion at all. When we joined Rangers last season in January, and because of that we missed out on a league title, so we want a nice fast start. First three games are all immensely winnable. Target man and pressing forward, that's what I'd do. Kilmarnock, who I think have possibly the worst looking pitch in top flight football anywhere in the world. I'd love to see pictures of a worse pitch than that awful artificial thing that Kilmarnock have. It looks like a poorly fitted carpet. And that's 2-0. I suspect, though, if you were to try and train him up as a striker, he'd pick it up pretty quickly. Oh my goodness. Kilmarnock have hit the bar, or hit the woodwork for the third time in this game, and I don't think I could begrudge them this goal. Yeah, no, that's fair enough. But we really need to do better at the back, boys. This is this is concerning. Oh, well, we're going to go defensive. Well, we're not going to go defensive. We're just going to time waste. But I don't like this. Help. Oh, that is a horrible challenge. Saka is an incredible talent. I've not managed to use him on FM at all, but I've seen him be sold to Man City quite a lot. So that suggests that he must be pretty good in the game. But I mean, in real life, he's just incredible. If we can get through on Anderlecht, we can definitely get through any one of those three teams. Okay, FC Midtjylland. Oh, that was very nearly the start we needed. But it's a fine line between an owner who cares about their club and is willing to throw money at it, and an owner who is reckless and lets the club fall apart. I mean, you see it, particularly in the lower leagues, you see bad owners a lot. And I could never bring myself to believe they ever went into owning a football club with the intention of ruining the football club, but it happens far too often. And sometimes I do wonder if it is really that finer line between reckless and dedicated. Now, Jesus was a bargain as well. For what he brings to the team, I think you've underpaid for him. Zinchenko probably the same. Yeah, and Zinchenko for 32 mil. It's good business. And Kovacevic gets the second of the night, and I am very, very confident that I am going to be playing in the Champions League this season. Oh, we don't need to go doing things like that. And that is my only left back in my Champions League squad sent off. And Shaibi, I'm glad I left him on. I knew he would have a part to play in this game yet. And I think we're going to see this one out nice and comfortably. Well, that is exactly what the doctor ordered. I said I wanted to leave this on a 4-0 win. A 3-0 win is almost as good. But this means we have one foot into the qualifying playoff round against FC Midtjylland, and I do think we should be able to win that one as well fairly comfortably. Well, we're going to call it a night there. We're going to go and see if we can raid someone. But before I do that, if you aren't yet following the stream, please do click that follow button. It'd be lovely to see you all back again next time. And thank you all for joining me tonight. See you in the next stream.